Welcome to the Anthro Art Podcast, a space of anthropological insight connected to real-life situations. Here we explore topics of social inequality and inclusion, sustainability, and the social self. We aim to bring a more nuanced understanding of our world and its challenges, but also inspiration and ideas on how to solve them together. We hope you enjoy it.
Halal in the Muslim community of Odivelense, a project for social inclusion and educational integration. As a dissertation project to obtain a master's degree in anthropology at IUL, I carried out fieldwork in Odivelas, Portugal, where, for around 8 months, I followed the unprecedented program of the Municipal Council of Odivelas, MCO, to implement halal meals in the municipality's public school system. Never before implemented in Portugal, the MCO program aimed to meet the dietary needs of Muslim students by reinforcing, through food, the sociocultural and religious inclusion, as well as the school integration of members of the local Muslim community. To better understand the dynamics in which this pioneering program was born, a brief contextualization of the concept of halal and the community through which the program grew is necessary. The term halal, derived from the Arabic meaning permitted, is in constant contrast with its opposite, haram, derived from Arabic meaning illegal. This duality between what is permitted and prohibited is closely linked to the daily decisions and ways of being and perceiving the world of the Muslim interlocutors with whom I have the opportunity to speak. Halal is a lifestyle, one that encompasses much more than merely size and involves other areas such as cosmetics, medicine, and clothing. The symbolism of consumption was something that I investigated among butchers and halal markets in the municipality of Odivelas to fully understand the consumption of halal products in the region. Here, I tried to find out the type of consumers the establishments had and what reasons led them, Muslim and non-Muslim consumers, to consume halal products. Through my interviews with multiple Muslim and non-Muslim consumers in the municipality, I found that the former consumed halal products to achieve a spiritual transcendence with the divine following the dogmas of Islam, and the latter consumed halal products as a healthier food alternative, ethical, related to the way in which the animal in question is slaughtered, and with higher quality than the so-called conventional options found in large commercial stores. The Muslim community of Odivelas is one of the oldest in Portugal, having settled in what was still considered the municipality of Louros. The municipality of Odivelas would only be founded in 1998, at the end of the 1970s. In 1983, the Aisha Siddiqa Mosque was created, marking not only the establishment of the community in this region, but in the decades that followed, a focus of attraction for Muslim families would later also settle around it, making the community grow increasingly larger. Currently, the Muslim presence in the municipality is quite notable, with the community having around 5,500 or to 6,000 members, according to the study that was carried out in 2023 with the scope of the Municipal Plan for Integration of Migrants. Regarding the participants of the Odivelense Muslim community in public life, the practical policy of the municipality it is added. The community carries out cultural and religious activities to promote Islam, with the support of approximately 100 volunteers and, in some cases, the Centro Cultural das Colinas do Cruzeiro. They promote studies of Islamic texts and monthly deliveries of basic necessities to members that are the poorest. Currently, the largest nationalities among members are Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, Portuguese, and Ghanaian. This aspect to which I refer is vital for us to understand the relationship of friendship and mutual assistance that exists between the Muslim community of Odivelas and the City Council, factors that have proven to be crucial throughout the development and maturation of the Halal Meal Implementation Program. The MCO's motto is the creation of multicultural council of all for all, and many efforts have been made in this direction, or we would not be in the municipality where there is enormous cultural and ethnic of diversity. Following this reasoning, its educational division has sought to monitor and support different food realities, taking them as determining factors for children integration of school retention. The process of developing the Halal Meals supply program dates back almost 10 years, in 2012. This year marked the first formal request of the Odivelas City Council by the local Muslim community for the implementation of halal meals in the school networks, public. The tone of families' complaints accompanied their displeasure with the lack of school options. The MCO already offered free space meals pork-free meals, and once a month, vegetarian meals. However, it was not enough. Something more was needed. After several years of intense dialogue and numerous proposals, the Institute Halal of Portugal began preparing a program, and in 2019, and from then on, the entire process developed quickly. The MCO entered into an agreement with the CLA Catering Linhas Área Limitada, created by IHP, after the presentation of technical sheets to prepare halal meals in deep frozen single dose format and send them every 2 weeks to EB Dondinês número 1, located in Odivelas, a school chosen by the MCO and IHP after filtering among remaining school units proposed. After this important step, the Council got in touch and secured the services of Gertal S.A. to act as an intermediary and carried out a redistribution of halal meals using isothermal boxes among the school's units covered by the program. Having managed the school cafeterias for preschool in the first, second, and third cycles of basic and secondary education, it was in these school units that the MCO focused its efforts and implemented this halal program. The program officially started in the 2021-2022 academic year, more specifically in October, with the introduction of halal breakfast and snacks. Only later, on January 28, 2022, with the beginning of the second academic semester, with the implementation of halal lunches, history was made when, for the first time in Portugal, an halal diet regime was implemented by the Portuguese public school network. By the end of the 2021-2022 school year, the Odivelas City Council halal program covered 50 school units and around 160 Muslim students were targeted. In its first academic year, 2022-2023, the program covered 51 public schools and 150 Muslim students were targeted, an increase of around 33% compared to the previous academic year. In the current academic year, 2023-2024, the Odivelas City Council hopes to take the program to more school units in order to reach more Muslim students, a forecast of around 200, and propose to increase the dietary diversity of halal meals from 9 to 12 or more already available. Consequently, they hope to be able to carry out more training activities together with the IHP among school staff in order to raise awareness not only to the issues of surrounding halal meals, but also to contextualize them on issues related to Islam itself. During my fieldwork, I was accompanying the MCO's ED technicians on their numerous food monitoring visits to the designated schools units in the municipality with Muslim students. This ethnographic participation observation allowed me to analyze the practical processes involved in packaging and heating halal meals, the temperature of the units, at the concern about not allowing any risk of cross-contamination, combining an halal meal with an haram meal, set by the women during lunch hours in the school covered, from the moment they are prepared by CLA, Catering Linhas Área Limitada, from the moment they are deep frozen and transported to Odivelas and they are redistributed by Gertal S.A., until the moment they are regenerated to serve the designated students. The temperature levels are always carefully observed. With all taken care of, the unit heated. The halal meal is then provided to each Muslim student marked for their purpose by polyethylene dishes, fully differentiated from other meals, thus avoiding any risk of cross-contamination, together with soup and a piece of fruit. To the remaining lunch components, soup, fruit, are added bread, vegetables, and dessert which, like the fish dishes, are prepared in the school's own kitchens based on products approved by the IHP. The program, however, extends beyond providing halal meals. The public school units in the municipality of Odivelas, covered by them, have thus laid important foundations, based on the introduction of halal menus, a broader understanding of the issues of the Odivelas Muslim community and its multicultural nature, necessary to reverse the trend of school dropouts precociousness on the part of Muslim students, something that has occurred a lot in recent years in the municipality, and to foster in them a binary sense of identity, in which they can be Portuguese citizens, national identity, and Muslims, religious identity, simultaneously. The program acts to do an equal extent to the integration of Muslim students into the Odivelense school circle, promoting the Portuguese national identity, and also giving them the freedom to express their Islamic religious identity, and allowing, through a halal diet, to establish a link of continuity, feel nostalgic in particular by Muslim families who immigrated to Portugal from Muslim countries, but with the dietary lifestyle, halal, that Muslim children and their own parents had in Islamic countries before attending Portuguese teachings. T, a Moroccan Muslim immigrated to Portugal more than 20 years ago and with 2 children in school in Odivelas, was one of the numerous interlocutors and commented on a project. I think it's a good initiative. I insisted that their 2 sons, join the project. They have always been signaled in one way or another not to consume certain foods. Now, with the halal menu, you just fill out the signage document and you're done. It was good for them. They felt happy. There was a positive reception from my children. They liked it. The project for me is a form of integration. It was worrying until now they did not have any halal meals like I had in Morocco. I support the project, not only as a Muslim but also as a Portuguese citizen. After all, my children are too. It's a form of social, cultural, and also religious integration. The project does have a perfect impact on the lives of the Muslim students covered. The halal diet opened the door to a new type of social and cultural integration based on food, and its measurements did not go unnoticed by the students involved, who felt happy at its implementation. D, the 14-year-old Muslim student covered by the project I spoke to, gave him to me speaking about it. It, the project, represents inclusion for 100% of us, the Muslim students who go to schools here in Odivelas. Likewise, it is great to see the Muslim community so large that here that you see many people in typical Muslim clothing in the streets. The people who are here feel included in the social and political life of the municipality. When you put food in schools, you are thinking about the people here. That is important. Schools here are always very inclusive. I'll give you an example. The school schedule didn't allow me to perform in the late afternoon prayer, and to do so I had to leave classes 30 minutes early, and every day to do so when I made this request the school accepted it without problem. Another example. In the month of Ramadan, this last one now in April, I asked during that period not to participate in physical education classes because as I was fasting, I didn't have much strength and it felt tired and more quickly that they let me. The Halal program of Odivelas translated to a new type of social cultural inclusion for the educational integration through food that promotes the exercise of citizenship. From food and the simple but vital prolonged interaction at the table with the rest of their classmates, Muslim students have increasingly developed their interpersonal relationships, being more in contact with other cultures and ways of being a children. The municipal program thus cements values of cultural acceptance and religious freedom among the youngest, preparing to develop new generations of adults who are more tolerant and open to intercultural dialogue. Likewise, the program will also raise the issue of religious and national identity. Throughout my research, I was able to see, also as a direct reflection of the Muslim families and elements interviewed, that Muslim children have become increasingly aware of their own religious identity as Muslims, given the fact that they can now eat halal food in the same space as their non-Muslim colleagues and feel comfortable being able to do so. But, on the other hand, they also increasingly see themselves as Portuguese citizens, not being differentiated by their religion or the food they eat. Monitoring the continuation and expansion of the Odivelas Council program could be a very interesting case of an anthropological study. It is an unprecedented program in public practice measures. To understand the nuances created by it, deepen the analytical knowledge and the differences and awareness created by the even more now among the local Odivelas community. Parents, families, students, employees, cooks, teachers, and others, and to understand whether, in the coming years, more Muslim families and students will settle in Odivelas due to his halal food program, as they did for several decades in connection with Aisha Siddiqa Mosque. One can possibly see this program advancing and speaking to more religions in Portugal, abiding every Muslim student to eat halal food next to his and her fellow non-Muslim colleagues.